Our story begins with a young woman named Rhoda who's just been accepted into MIT. She's been in love with astronomy ever since she saw some amazing pictures of Jupiter from NASA. She is so excited about her acceptance and goes out to celebrate with her boyfriend. But then late that night, something terrible happens. Rhoda is driving drunk and listening to the radio when she hears some shocking news. A new planet that looks just like Earth has suddenly appeared in our solar system. The radio says to look north to see it. Drunk and curious, Rhoda looks out her car window while speeding down the road. Nearby, a family of 3 is parked by the road. The parents laugh as their child plays with his toy robot named Bob. The mother is pregnant, and it seems like a perfect, happy moment. All of a sudden, Rhoda's car smashes into theirs. The accident is devastating. Rhoda is hurt, but awake. She stumbles out of her car to see the parents unconscious and the little boy lifeless on the ground. Police sirens scream in the background as the screen fades to black, showing the new planet in the sky. We fast forward to Rhoda in a prison cell. She was arrested after the accident. 4 years pass, and a news report announces that Earth 2, the new planet, is now much closer and looks just like our Earth. Scientists have even found cities and towns that mirror our own. They sent radio signals to Earth 2 and got a reply, but no one could understand it. Some believe the planet is a mirror reflecting our Earth. Rhoda is finally released from prison. Her parents pick her up, and her brother tells her about an essay contest. A millionaire named Keith Harding is sponsoring the first trip to Earth 2, and the winner gets a free ticket. The contest asks for the best reason to go to this new planet. Back home, Rhoda feels different. Her old room no longer feels right. It feels like she's a different person than the person who used to live in this room. She gazes out her window and is amazed by the sight of Earth 2. She decides to look up United Space Ventures, the program running the contest. To win, she must write an essay explaining why she wants to go to Earth 2. But staring at the blank screen, she can't find the words. Instead, Rhoda moves her things to the attic, deciding to make it her new room. She places a mattress on the floor and decorates the wall with a picture of the night sky. This is where Rhoda's journey takes an unexpected turn. The next day, Rhoda goes to the employment office to find a job. As an ex-convict, MIT and other colleges won't accept her. The lady at the office offers her a job matching her qualifications, but Rhoda wants a job where she doesn't have to talk to anyone. She ends up taking a job as a janitor at her old high school and starts working the next day. Surprisingly, she doesn't mind the job. It's been exactly 4 years since the accident. Rhoda visits the intersection where it happened. Suddenly, a car stops nearby, and a man steps out. Rhoda recognizes him as the man from the other car. She is in shock, and she realizes he survived. The man places a robot toy in a nearby pool in memory of his son and drives away. Rhoda rushes home and looks up the case. She finds out the man's name is John Burroughs. His wife and son died in the crash, and he fell into a coma. He woke up years later and has been living alone since. She learns he left his job at Yale's music program. She writes down his address and decides to visit him the next day. Rhoda arrives at John's house, but she is unsure what to do. She watches him drink in his messy living room through the window. The night is snowy and cold. Consumed by guilt and sadness, Rhoda undresses and lies down in the snow, shivering. Her fingers turn blue from hypothermia as she gazes at Earth 2. The screen fades to black. Rhoda wakes up in a hospital bed. Someone found her and saved her from the cold. Her fingers are damaged, but she's not seriously injured. At home, she writes an essay to apply for a ticket to visit Earth 2. She argues that outcasts and madmen have always been used for experiments, not the rich. So, as a felon, she thinks she's the perfect choice for this experiment. Feeling hopeful, she goes to buy candy at the store. There, she sees her old high school boyfriend. He's now in business school and introduces her to his girlfriend. He acts awkward when Rhoda mentions she's a janitor, and she feels embarrassed. She leaves the store without the candy. Rhoda knows she needs to apologize to John, so she goes to his house. Being nervous, she can't tell him the truth. Instead, she lies and says she's a maid from Maidenhaven Cleaning Services, offering a free trial. John, who hasn't cleaned his house in months, accepts her offer and lets her in. As she cleans, Rhoda notices a telescope in one of the rooms. John, not knowing who she really is, asks her to come back next week. Rhoda keeps returning each week, but she's too nervous to tell John the truth. John barely talks to her. One night, Rhoda and her family watch a live broadcast of a scientist trying to communicate with someone on Earth 2. They are amazed when the scientist gets a signal from her exact copy on the other planet with the same name, birth date, job, and childhood memories.
This is Dr. Joan Tallis of SETI, the United States planet Earth. Do you read me? Is anyone out there? My name is Joan Tallis. I'm the director of SETI in Mountain View, California. What did you buy at the gift store? I bought these Astro strawberries.
The whole world is stunned. Everyone starts to believe Earth 2 is a mirror planet with identical people. Rhoda, shocked, steps outside to look at the planet and its moon. The news causes a big debate about what's real. Scientists think Earth 2 is a perfect copy of Earth, including its people. Some wonder if we could meet and talk to our mirror selves who might have lived different lives. John and Rhoda both love space science. John lets Rhoda use his telescope, and they start spending more time together. They play video games and seem to be getting closer. John offers Rhoda a ride home, and their bond deepens. One day they talk about the first trip to Earth 2. Rhoda tells John she entered an essay contest to win a spot on the trip. John doubts the mission, saying people aren't ready to accept they aren't the center of the universe. He gets upset when he learns Rhoda washed a sweater that belonged to his late wife. He tells her to leave. On the radio, there's a warning about Earth 2. It says the people there might be armed and dangerous, which raises fears of a possible war. Later, Rhoda finds John's car parked outside her house. He has come to apologize, and she forgives him. John later tells Rhoda about the accident and his long coma, but she doesn't confess the truth. When she gets home, her brother tells her that the spaceflight people have called. Rhoda is excited to learn that she won the essay contest and will be going to Earth 2. Rhoda tells John the good news. At first, he is happy, but then asks her to stay because he wants a future with her. Rhoda is scared and knows she can't keep the truth from him forever. She finally tells John she caused the accident. John's whole world is turned upside down. He is in disbelief. He is shocked and just sits on the sofa and asks Rhoda to leave his house. Soon after, Rhoda receives her ticket for the flight to Earth 2 from United Space Ventures. Rhoda wonders if her other self on Earth 2 didn't cause the accident. Could this mean a chance at a different life? Feeling a mix of hope and fear, Rhoda decides to go to John's house with the ticket. But John doesn't answer the door. Rhoda sneaks in through a window. When John finds her, he's furious and starts choking her. They struggle until he lets her go. Rhoda then tells him about the theory and suggests that on Earth 2, the accident might not have happened, and his family could still be alive. She leaves the ticket behind, hoping he will find his family on Earth 2. Later, Rhoda tries to return to her normal life. As the space shuttle is about to launch, Rhoda sees John on TV. He has accepted her offer and is going to Earth 2. 4 months after the first shuttle took off, Rhoda is walking home from work. She is shocked to see her other self from Earth 2 standing right in front of her. Rhoda is staring at herself. She is completely lost in this unbelievable moment. And this is where the movie ends. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more movie recaps. Check out the video on your screen to watch our next recap.